Hi, this is Gary Kayye. We are here at ISE 2016, and I don't even know if I need to introduce you because I think everyone knows you. But Randy Klein, who's CEO, I guess now, president of Crestron. What is your official position?
Besides the owner of Rave, the president and CEO of Crestron.
That's what I thought. President and CEO of Crestron. There's been, listen, the reason why I wanted to meet with Randy directly, there's been a tremendous amount of rumors and talk about Crestron pulling out of CEDIA. Now, I wrote a story about it, and I think your position on it was pretty clear. But I also thought it would be good for our readers and viewers to hear it directly from you, because you were the flagship exhibitor at CEDIA. So this is a big deal. You say it's not a big deal that you pulled out of CEDIA. It's just a decision that you made. But I think it is a big deal because you were the first thing everyone saw when they walked in the show.
Right. Well, I think it is a big deal. It's just that what kind of a deal, or how big is it, and what does it mean? But first, before I comment on that, I really would like to thank all the people that posted all of their comments on the social media thing. I mean, it's great because it shows that in this industry, there's a lot of people with so much passion and so much care and commitment. And regardless of which side of the issue they are on, I really appreciate it, because that's what makes this industry, the residential industry, so strong and full of commitment. And we too, independent of this, have that same and share those same values of care and commitment and passion. So was it a big deal? Yeah, it's a big deal. But I think the most important thing to do is to separate the two different issues. There's an issue of us not exhibiting at CEDIA, and as the social media and all the other comments pursued, there's the issue of us, are we not, or we must not now be committed to and are therefore abandoning the residential market.
Right.
Two different issues.
They are two different issues. Let's first address are you committed to the residential market issue?
First, address the residential market. Are we committed? Well, yeah, let me tell you. But I think the best way to demonstrate are we committed is let's look at, and I wrote some facts here. Let's look at some of the facts on how we're committed and focused on the residential market. First and foremost, okay, we have been committed. We've been participating in this residential market in a leadership position for over 35 years. 35 years. Can any other manufacturer make that claim? Okay, we have helped thousands and thousands of dealers build and grow their business over those 30 years. We've let people, millions of people, enjoy thousands and thousands of systems of professional lifestyle technology. All of us in this company, especially myself, put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this industry and what we do. Would we just give that up? People say, oh, you should give it up because it's just a small percentage of your business. True, it's not the majority of our business, but it's several $100 million, okay? Several $100 million of revenue. And I don't know about you, Gary, but you know, I don't think that my job description says, wake up tomorrow morning and cut my business by 25%. That's a good decision. A very profitable part of our business, disproportionately profitable to the rest of our business and our business sectors. So it's big. It may not be the majority, and it's very, very profitable. Probably most important is we spend millions and millions of dollars each and every year on research and development and product technology. We spent millions of dollars, probably almost nearly 5 years, developing brand new technologies like Home Elements, Ping, and mycrestron.com. If we were abandoning the residential market, I certainly wouldn't dedicate 35% of our exhibit space downstairs to those new technologies alone. Why would I even show anybody if I'm abandoning it? We just opened a brand new showroom in South Florida, $5 million multi-year investment, dedicated strictly to the residential market. We just opened one of several to come, brand new test labs. The first one here is in our R&D facility in New Jersey. Those test labs are there to simulate real-life home experiences and furnishings and architecture, so we can test our residential products in a more realistic environment rather than just through standard manufacturing and engineering test procedures. And finally, the last thing that is pretty close to my heart is our founder, George Feldstein, was honored as the Lifetime Achievement Award in this industry. That's not something we'll abandon. So those are the facts. And if anybody has any concern, about our abandoning the residential market, all I can say is please refer to the facts and watch us today and in the future as we continue to invest in this marketplace. And finally, if you still have any doubts, call me. I'll talk to you anytime.
All right, so I got a couple of things out of that I think are interesting. It sounded like you sort of alluded to 25% of your business being residential, and so that is substantial. It's higher than I thought it was. So that's an interesting. I think.
Well, it fluctuates because our company continues to grow. And that's the one thing about it. Is our company grows. We've doubled the size of our company in the last 5 years, and we have our projection is to double in the next 5 years. We can't do that without this segment. Not only does it hugely commit from a technology standpoint, let's remember that so much of the new technology in all of our business, not just the residential, comes from the consumer marketplace. It used to be the other way around. The commercial marketplace, what kind of spawned all the new technology, but today it's all the consumer technology. 4K, that came from consumers. So, yes, it's very, very important to us.
So, CEDIA was the premier high-end residential show. I mean, it's the place that everyone goes to launch their new residential products. I mean, certainly you have a very strong web presence, you have a very strong dealership network, but also a lot of consumers, like high-end consumers, people who pay attention to the residential market, certainly do pay attention to CEDIA.
So, what do you mean by consumers?
Well, I mean,
the show itself, and you've got to separate the show from the association, but the show itself didn't really have a lot of consumers in attendance. It was a trade show.
Right, but the truth of the matter is the attendees are one part of a show, but the people who read all the content that comes out of the show from the press and from the manufacturers themselves, since it's geared around that showtime, a lot of people are paying attention to it. So there might have only been 20, 30, 40,000 people ever attend. Well, 20, 30,000 people ever attending the show, but whatever it is, 20,000 say. If you include exhibitors' numbers, it may be a little higher. But the attending the show, but there's still maybe 100 or 200,000 people out there who pay attention. Just like your own Twitter account, you have a tremendous number of consumers that follow you on Twitter, not just business people, because they're interested in what you have to say. There's two effects here. There's effect that you have to figure out how to reach those consumers and reach the sort of Crestron followers that you have out there, and then the other side of it is how CEDIA going to react to and how they're going to recover from this, because you were their flagship exhibitor, certainly one of their top 2 or 3 flagship exhibitors.
Well, first let's talk about your statement about the consumers and how are we going to get to those people. Believe it or not, that is the primary reason why we left the show. Okay, leaving the show wasn't a quick decision, shall we say, and it wasn't a simple decision. But after watching that show over the years change, because the show did change over the years, it was an easy decision. We didn't belong there anymore. Okay, and don't take my word for it. Read the old social media posts by the founder of CEDIA, Tom Doherty. He says that show, that CEDIA, has changed immensely over the years. So the overwhelmingly vast response of all the public out there is CEDIA has changed, and it has changed. And that's exactly the reason why we left, is because we don't belong in there anymore. Our company is firmly 100% planted and committed to the high-end professional technology electronics business. That's not CEDIA anymore. CEDIA has several exhibitors that are do-it-yourself, products that you buy over-the-counter consumer and retail chains. That's not Crestron. Crestron is dedicated to high-end professional technology, and Crestron is dedicated to the value-added reseller that has to integrate and install and support that technology, the highly trained and highly skilled installer. So by us attending that show, to your question, we're sending the message out that our products are low-end, so to speak, that we don't need that value-added integrator to support and install and promote our products. We do need those people. And while they may attend that CEDIA for other things, that's not the message that we want to convey. So obviously we have to develop other marketing strategies. But let's remember one thing, okay? And this is where the two subjects of CEDIA and abandoning the market kind of maybe do connect. CEDIA is one event. It's 4 days or 1 week. Our marketing and our strategies and our commitment is 52 weeks a year for 30 plus years. It's not just one event. You could cite Apple. Apple doesn't attend its own trade show called Macworld since 2009, or CES. Did Apple abandon consumers? I don't think so. Okay, so it's one event. Your final question, how does CEDIA recoup? My only responsibility is Crestron, not CEDIA. It's not my problem.
Do you see yourself potentially, if CEDIA moves more back to where you saw them before, more focused on the high end, that you would have the door would be open for you to go back, or do you see that this is a no turn back situation?
There's never anything that's permanent, maybe other than a gravestone, right? That's permanent, but absolutely not. Our statement was very clear. We chose not to exhibit in 2016, and if things change, we always want to consider attending again. But let's remember, okay, CEDIA is not the association. CEDIA is the show. So even though we're not exhibiting at 2016, we firmly stay committed to the association, and we still today participate in that. Today we hosted at this show, before the show, we hosted a personalized tour of our booth, of the residential section of our booth, for all CEDIA membership. We welcome and embrace. But don't take my word for it. There was a recent article posted by Vin Bruno, the now CEO of CEDIA, and I have the paper, let me quote. He says, one of Vin's initiatives this year is to change the mindset that exists, that CEDIA is all about the show. He specifically says, we need to separate CEDIA from the show and the show from CEDIA. CEDIA is so much more than the event. And I absolutely echo and support that statement. Our commitment to the residential marketplace and our commitment to CEDIA has nothing to do with our decision not to exhibit in the 2016 show.
Yeah, and I think all that you're saying is very logical, and I think everyone who's watching this will say that everything you've said is logical and certainly believable.
You know, I'll just add one more thing to that as I said to another journalist, is our decision to not exhibit in the show was actually a reformation or a reconfirmation of our commitment to the high-end professional electronics and technology marketplace, the residential marketplace. Because if we continue to just exhibit in that show, and it has changed to that lower level, then we pass up all the other opportunities to strategize and position and demonstrate ourselves in that higher end professional marketplace. So it was actually, the right thing to do and a confirmation of our commitment to that industry.
I think one question that a lot of people are going to have is how will they see your products? If you mentioned the design center, that you've got the investment in New Jersey and the design center in Florida, but you're going to want an avenue or you must have some sort of plan for getting that information out, not just to the integrators, because you have the integrators that would normally come to that show and actually see the product, touch the product, and understand your pitch of the product, which I think is important there at the show. What is your ultimate plan? Are you planning on building more of these design centers, these showrooms, or what is your plan for getting that information out as you launch new products in the home AV market, since you're not going to be tied to a show?
Well, first, our ultimate plan never ends. We continue day after day, year after year, and it evolves and it develops. So there is no silver bullet, but we will obviously continue what we're doing. We will absolutely continue to develop the plans and strategies to market to the end user or the homeowner, in addition to the channel. Okay, so let's remember that CEDIA, the show, is a trade show. So the only people seeing those products are the dealers. And we have a worldwide sales force established, direct sales force established all over the world, that every day knocks on the doors of those dealers to show them our products. So that part we got covered. It's the part that the other part we don't have covered or didn't have covered as a result of exhibiting this show. So yes, we increase opening these residential showrooms. We have, I think, a total of 7 of them around the world today, and our plans absolutely include increasing or opening up more of those around the world. Next, okay, we've developed different programs and hired additional people to start developing strategies and plans to market to people in addition to the channel. Amy Wright, who you know just joined us, we plan on making an announcement very, very soon on the appointment of a vice president of residential systems for Crestron to develop those strategies as well. We have several end-user events lined up in this calendar year, marketing specifically to high-end professional end user. The Monaco boat shows, the Fort Lauderdale boat shows. We're slated to go in the architectural show, I think, next month. And let's not forget the most powerful medium in the world, social media. We absolutely have, we've hired new marketing professionals, both here in Europe as well as the United States, to continue to develop that strategy of marketing through the social media and other online channels. That's how to reach the people in a far more wide-reaching way than one single 3-day event to the trade.
I was excited to hear your comments about social media. Does that mean we'll see Randy Klein joining Facebook anytime soon?
No comment.
We'll have to get your daughter to set it up for you.
I'll have only one question. If I do such a thing, I hope I use the right terminology. Will you like me?
I'll be your friend.
I knew I said it wrong.
Look, so you just heard it from Randy Klein. I mean, I appreciate your honest evaluation of both the show, the industry, and the direction.
It is absolutely honest, and it's from the heart. And I wanted to do this because this is not a prepared speech. This is what we believe. This is what we get up every morning to do. And every part of our business, no matter the size, is critically important to the success of our company. And I treat it very personally because I have a commitment to our employees, I have a commitment to our customers, and I have a commitment to the industry. And that's what's made this company so great. And I will not be the first one ever to let down on that commitment.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that information with us, with our viewers, with our readers, and I'll attach this to the blog I've already written about the story, and I appreciate the opportunity to actually tell the true story rather than just the hype around the story. Because there's a lot. I mean, you're a big brand.
Well, let's whether it's true or hype, it's the opportunity to tell the story from the heart and not the one that's prepared.
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. We're going to go around the Crestron booth and shoot individual product demos of every single product they launched here at the show.
With home elements.
Start with the home. We'll start with home elements, and so you can actually type in the word Crestron, the name Crestron, in the upper left-hand corner of the video search window, and you can see all of those products. We're going to shoot at least 15 or 20 videos here. So thanks for watching.